we'll jump to some of the Maven 2 stuff. It's just a couple points, main ones from. Has anybody run into problems in Maven 2 that has actually prevented them from using it? I know I've got about half of them. And what?
Yeah, actually we're thinking of using Maven on top of OSGI to build kit plugins.
Correct.
And we have a lot of issue with it because if we want to do it, we have to maintain com files and all the plugin .xml and manifest files in Netflix.
I got a solution for it. At ApacheCon, we actually, I talked with Richard S. Hall, who works on the Felix implementation of an OSGI container. So one of the things we actually did at ApacheCon was it actually won't require a recorder change in Maven itself, but we've changed the jar plugin so that they can actually inject OSGI manifest information into all the Maven jars that are produced. So that's sort of the first step, because the requirement was that it be non-invasive. So the OSGI people want to change Maven entirely to push all the OSGI information in. But this will be a first step so that any jar that's produced with Maven will actually have the OSGI manifest information and some default information. And they're actually, have you used the Felix project actually has an OSGI Maven plugin.
I've looked a bit at it, but it's not, the problem is that when you change the dependency between plugins in the kits, you have to keep in sync both, and it's quite an additional burden for the developers.
And one of the problems, Jeff McCaffrey, the guy who actually works on the PDE project, the AMP project they actually have for PDE is entirely generated from the OSGI manifest. So we were actually talking with them. We don't have a lot of time, but Jeff McCaffrey is actually trying to create. Right now, the project builder inside Maven by default uses a pom.xml file. He's actually trying to make one that uses the OSGI manifest. So that's why the PDE project won't use Maven, because then they'd have to have POMs and the OSGI manifest. So we're trying to create something for them that just use the OSGI manifest. So that's probably a long time off, but hopefully short term, the OSGI plugin that's in Felix, plus the OSGI information that we're going to start injecting into all jars that are produced, hopefully help. Anybody else have any?
Just because does this presentation cover the differences between Maven 1 and Maven 2? And if not, maybe you could start an introduction.
Sure, I can do that. Next slide.
Is there some tools to migrate from Maven 1 to 2?
Yes. We use it every day. We still get a lot of submissions from Maven 1 projects, and we actually convert the Maven 1 projects over to Maven 2 projects every 4 hours. So it will convert the POMs to the projects, and it will also convert the artifact repository. The one thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't change you from the defaults from Maven 1 to Maven 2. The directory structures are slightly different. So we have a tool that we've developed for American Express, but they won't let us release it yet. So that tool will actually take the step of converting your directory structure for a Maven 1 project over to Maven 2. So that would be the 3 things that you need to convert the POM, to convert your directory structure of your project, and to convert your artifact repository. Wow. Yes, if you have a lot of jelly, you're in trouble.
You have to work to the enterprise.
Pardon me?
You have to convert the enterprise Maven repository.
Yes, you're going to use that tool. Actually works very well. And depending on what you're using for your repository, for example, for us, we do the conversion from Maven 1 to Maven 2, but so that we don't have to maintain both the Maven 1 and Maven 2 repositories. We actually use a small set of Apache rewrite rules, and we actually convert all Maven 1 requests over to Maven 2, so that if you are going to migrate within your organization, we do have have some strategies. We only have it for Apache and for Jetty, but we have those rewrite rules to try and make it easier for your migration. The tool that we're also releasing also helps with ANT projects as well, and it'll actually look through your build.xml files and look at your usage of the Java C tasks and try and find your source trees and work that out for you. But that's the tool we're trying to get released and to be open.
Does it support running configurations?
No. But it will actually take a directory of unnamed jars, and it actually uses the repository manager using the checksums. So, a simple trick that Vincent has on his site and that people use all the time is if you take the MD5 checksum of a jar, if you Google for it, you usually find it in the main repository. So we use the same idea to, someone has an ANT project and there's just a big directory full of jars. This tool will actually look at them all, take the checksums, and actually make a POM for you based on what it finds using the checksums, looking up the POM in the repository manager, and trying to create a first working POM. It's never going to be perfect. You're going to have to do something by hand, but it at least finds all the dependencies for you.